football franchise, talking about that guy. Hoogie, Tyler every week. Heavy analytics, competition real steep. Whoa, that's sweet. Oh, in this belief. Nick so sick, man, bringing ships the whole fleet. Goats, not sheep. Follow every tweet. Don't sleep, always find the sleepers on the street, boy. F3, winning every single league. Money back guaranteed, but it's free. Welcome to the franchise. Welcome to the franchise. Let's go.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Franchise Podcast. My name is Nick Sigmund. With me as always is Tyler Gee and Jonathan Robertson.
You know me.
Episode 63. I kind of forgot what episode it was.
We're almost to that magical number.
What, 64?
69.
Yeah.
Wow. What?
You know, this is a children's show.
Yeah,
oh, you took my stream, you SO.
It's a children's show. Listen, Nick, I'm sorry, but that's
I was
just a
literally
number.
just about to type it in.
Oh.
No, you just have to just look at he picked. Just talk about it, Tyler.
We'll talk about it later. We will talk about the streams here in a second. Before we get onto the streams, let us thank one of our sponsors, SportsSabermetrics.net. One of the things that I will actually be using today for the advanced start and sit app, you can actually go ahead, log on, make a premium membership. And one of the premium memberships supported little things is an advanced start and sit app, which is fantastic. It goes on there, and you can see how good is the matchup for wide receivers, running backs, etc., etc.
etc.
Yeah, and so you should check that out.
Etc.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the main event there, Nick. Talking about our streams of the week and all that jazz.
Okay.
The main event.
Just say it, Tyler.
So we like to do some streams of the week. People that we really like that are going into week 5. Before we talk about anything with week 5, let us preface with this: Bears, Bucks, bye. Don't play them. They're not going to get you any points. Not playing.
It's not
That's a
gonna
new
happen.
strategy
Stop
I'm
trying
coming
to
out
make
with.
it happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. My wide receiver that is a stream of the week is Blake Bortles.
He catching a ball now?
He catching a ball now, boy. He my quarterback and my wide receiver. He throw it to himself. You ain't never seen that? This boy.
Actually, yes. Last year with Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
That's true.
He did pass himself the ball.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, but Blake Bortles does it without even trying, B. Without even trying, B. I believe him, B.
I don't know why.
I just do. We're going to get those. I swear we need to get those, Nick. Right now, Blake Bortles is quarterback 12 for the season. However, one thing that has always happened with really Blake Bortles is the fact that when Leonard Fournette is out, they put the game in the hands of Blake Bortles. Now, that can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. But they do. Week 5, they played the Chiefs. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Chiefs exactly don't have the best passing defense.
You don't say.
They have gotten to gunslinging matches their entire life. And they've been kind of coming up on top because, you know.
I mean, as far as yards,
because of
they're
Patrick
the worst.
Mahomes. And so I just feel like we're going to see it. We're going to see Blake Bortles get the ball. They may be down because Patrick Mahomes is going to do what Patrick Mahomes do.
Well, here's the question. Is Patrick Mahomes going to do what Patrick Mahomes does against the best passing offense in the league?
That is a very good question. But until otherwise shown, I will believe that he will. And
Defense?
regardless, without Leonard Fournette, they put the ball in Blake Bortles' hands. And against that secondary, that's good enough for me.
Okay.
So, Blake Bortles, if you don't have him or if he's whatever on the stream of the week, that's my dude. That's my Boo Bear.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, can I consider this a stream of the week anymore? But these quarterbacks have gotten bad and then good again. I'm going to throw Dak Prescott in if he's a stream.
Oh, he's dropped. Let me tell you. Nobody wants some of that.
The Houston Texans have allowed the 27th most yards per game at 288 per game. They've also allowed 11 touchdowns, the most being 13. I think Dak Prescott's going to have a good game. And that's all I got for you. Sorry.
No, I mean, I like it. I mean, another thing that you have to talk about, too, is, with quarterbacks rushing, they've not allowed a whole lot of rushing for the quarterbacks, so that's a factor, especially being that Dak Prescott does use his leg a lot. Mm-hmm. But they have allowed people to kind of gunsling against them, and I like that. We'll see if
as far as a
Dak
streamable
can
option,
break that.
Yeah, we're looking at. I'm not saying he's gonna be number one. That's Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles is number one.
I'm playing Jimmy Garoppolo. He has a chance.
John, do you have any quarterbacks that you would like to start other than Dak Prescott?
No.
No, really. I mean, Dak Prescott's the only person.
The only guy. I would hope that he's already picked up because he's been okay. Yeah. By the way, I did call Joe Flacco.
Yeah. He called Joe Flacco. Whatever. I would start Joe Flacco this week too.
Yeah, he's good. A guy that I would pick up and play this week. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Because you're nervous.
I would probably pick up Alex Smith if he's on your waiver wire and play him against the Saints.
Get it. The Saints.
Excuse me while I go barf in this paper bag real quick. No, I understand. I get it. I mean,
crying to yourself about it, but yeah, you're doing it.
Hey, he's had one game that he did not pass a touchdown, and it was against the Colts. But against the Cardinals and the Packers,
tough defense.
Mid 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm okay with that. And when you're talking about a streamer, I'm not trying to swing.
This is another Chris Thompson game. If Alex Smith is going to come out and do, drop off passes, and we got a terrible Saints defense, it's Alex Smith. It's Chris Thompson time.
I'll say some real barf. Ready?
Chris Thompson time.
Ryan Tannehill hurt us last week, but I think he is streamable.
Yeah, I looked at him. I was just so conflicted because Ryan Tannehill, he cut me. He cut me deep, and I don't know if he'll ever heal.
We may not ever.
Okay,
heal.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to because this is a podcast.
No, don't talk about it.
No, luckily it didn't matter.
This is not an open forum.
It did not matter. I still lost the week, even if I played him. An hour before the game, I played Ryan Tannehill over Mitch Trubisky.
When we were off screen last week, I said Mitch Trubisky was the start of the week. And I would just wish I would have said it during the show. Would have actually been able to brag for it. But I'm bragging for it now, so that counts.
Luckily, however, my team did so bad that it did not matter that my team was. And for those of you that are like, I thought I should listen to your podcast. How was your team that bad? Oh, don't worry. I had OBJ, Michael Thomas, Jordan Howard, Saquon Barkley, Rob Gronkowski. Terrible players that all week 4 decided that, we're going to take the week off.
Points or something.
Oh, it was so bad. My whole team was so bad. I just stopped watching. I was like, just stop. I don't want to see it anymore.
Okay, this irritates me.
Me?
I have scored the second most points in our Dynasty League. And I'm
crying.
I'm 1-3. And it's not like I have a good week, bad week, good week, bad week. I have mediocre weeks every week. But I play against the people who just go bananas. The guy this week had Alvin Kamara with like 40-something points.
BANANAS.
I don't appreciate your attitude. All right, defenses.
Wow.
Defenses.
So we went from quarterback to defense.
Yeah, you got to know who you're playing against, man. You got to know.
Okay. For defenses, well, you know what, Jonathan? Go ahead. Tell us what your defense is.
Do you want to know?
Yeah. Tell me. Or Nick can kick us off.
The Titans.
What?
Dude, you just took my defense. I have that written in the notes.
I'm not looking at the notes.
You gotta look at the notes. That's why they have notes. What is wrong with you?
I go noteless.
Fine, we can talk about the same defense.
You know what?
What?
Nick, you tell me what you know about why the Titans are going to be the best defense this week, and I'm going to come around and I want to give you a second defense. You know why? Because I'm deep.
The Titans are going to be good because they're playing the Bills. There you go. I'm done. Mic drop. They've allowed the 12th least amount of passing yards, which is good.
Good on you.
The Bills have the second worst offense in the league as far as total yardage. The Cardinals being the worst, but I think the Cardinals are actually on an upturn. So I'm going to say the Bills are now the worst offense in the league. There you go. There's my synopsis. Synopsis.
All right, Jonathan, let's hear yours.
All right.
The Bengals.
You want it? You took my defense.
Were you going to say the Bengals?
Yeah, I agree. Bengals are. I think they're going to be good this week because here's one reason why. I see Ryan Tannehill, sure, but Vontaze Burfict's coming back this week.
That's true.
And I think the Bengals are going to be good. The Dolphins went 3-0, and now I think it's time that they collapse.
Okay.
So
there can be only one Florida team, and
all right,
it will
mine's
be the
a little
Jaguars.
sneakier. Mine is the Panthers, and I know what you're saying. The Panthers have been a good defense, Tyler. Why would they're surely they're owned? Yeah, but we also forgot about that on week 4. The Panthers were on a bye, so I bet you there's plenty of people out there on your waiver wires that dropped the Panthers to pick up another defense. And this week, the Panthers, despite having a good defense, are playing the Giants. Now, the Giants are not a bad team. I'm not saying that they are. I mean, but they've had their struggles. And, points against the quarterback right now, they're looking pretty good. The Panthers are. I forget where they are. They're about bottom of the thing or about mid-tier. And I just think that they've had time. They've prepared for this offense. I think that the Panthers are going to be a great pickup. And on saying that, too, watch your waiver wires to see if someone drops the Bears' defense.
Yeah, their sack count is what you want. And the forced fumbles. Because there's going to be one every single
Khalil
game.
Mack is no
joke. He's going to force that fumble.
So watch your waiver wires, too, and see if somebody drops. Like some people have 2 waiver wires. They may have dropped the Bears, and then you could come around right before Sunday. And I know it stinks, but if you have a burner spot, they're worth it. I mean, the Bears' defense is no joke right now. Not just in real life, but even in fantasy. What are they ranked right now, Nick?
I don't know.
Well, thanks, man. You're a lot of help.
If you give me a second, I can get you that info.
So those are our streams of the week. They're
Chicago Bears are number 1 with 58 total points.
Yep. So watch it. I'm just saying that I could see a world where someone's like, it's week 4 and I need a defense, or week 5.
Oh.
Drop these suckers.
Yeah, I got the Jags, and I would definitely pick up the Bears.
Sex.
Yes, please. Please and thank you.
So, yeah. That's what we got for you. So let's kind of just go through, I think, just each kind of, not each matchup per se, but let's just talk about kind of the people that we're excited about.
Before we get into that, let's talk about Sports Bracketeers.
Talk about it, Nick. Talk about it.
It's a daily fantasy sports company where you make a unique bracket style for DFS. Now, you're just like, what? Do I draft people? Do I pay any money? No. It's a bracket in a head-to-head format where you answer statistical questions. So you can use all the daters we give you to win this stuff. And you win money same day. You beat people in the head-to-head with a helmet and a mallet, and you hit them hard. I lost it.
Nick just turned this into a crime scene. But no, let me tell you, the way that you can win money on this DFS, it might as well be a crime. Because I'm just scooping it in, man. I mean, I just like this head-to-head. I like the statistical approach. I like the idea that just because someone bought a random guy on DFS, DraftKings for $5, and now all of a sudden this guy got 2 touchdowns out of nowhere, I'm losing.
Yeah, you got Tariq Cohen this week.
Yeah,
good job.
Congratulations, you just beat me. No, I like this because I actually have projections that I can plug in and I can win with. And they also have free rounds that you can literally just sign up for. And if you win, you still win money. So, I mean, I like money. You like money. We all like money. I scream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream. Yeah.
All right, so what are we doing?
So we're just going to go through, just kind of go through the matchups. I really don't want to talk about. I think the way we did it, we've been doing it. I know we changed up last episode, but I like just kind of going through each matchup just very quickly and just talking about, are these people that you start and sit? And can you trust these people that have broken out? I mean, Corey Davis had a huge game. Can we trust him in this game? And those type of questions. So
Colts,
Thursday.
Panther. Oh, what's Thursdays? That's Colts,
Black
Panthers.
Panther.
Naheem Hines. Do you play Naheem Hines?
I'd be willing to, but I'm not excited about it.
Okay. I'm definitely playing James White.
Oh, I mean,
Until the fire is gone, I will play thy.
Josh Gordon.
No.
You don't play him?
Nope. I'm not a believer. Does Edelman come back this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Julian Edelman comes back. Do you play Julian Edelman?
Yes. Man is well rested. Gronk maybe out.
He has a fantastic beard.
His beard is beautiful and
Well, they
elegant.
actually they said that Gronk's injury didn't appear to be serious.
Yeah,
so.
but they may also have him limited regardless.
You don't know.
I do know.
No, you don't.
All right.
Anyways, here's my take on it. So,
All right, well, you're wrong.
looking at fantasy points against, Patriots are giving up 17.7 points on average to the running back, and the Colts are giving up 17.45 points per average to the running back. Those are right next to each other, and they're pretty far down there. They both have a decent, literally middle of the road rushing defense. James White, I may be okay starting, depending on other options. I think he's okay to start because
no, I'm starting James White.
because the Patriots are probably going to be up. Here's another thing too: is T.Y. Hilton going to be playing? If he is not playing, I can guarantee you that the Colts are going to be playing from behind. So
Eric
they're not going to be
Ebron.
running the ball.
Maybe.
Yeah, so
So
Doyle.
avoid
But-
Naheem Hines.
No,
okay,
Jack Doyle.
Do you
If-
play Jack Doyle's probably not playing.
Eric
T.Y.
Ebron is a
Hilton's-
definite start if T.Y. Hilton's not
T.Y.
playing.
Hilton maybe not playing.
Actually, even if T.Y.'s Hilton, play Eric Ebron.
Do you play Chester Rogers or Zach Pascal?
No.
Chester Rogers 11 targets, 8 receptions, 85 yards. Zach Pascal 10 targets, 6 receptions, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Both finished in PPR formats. One finished with Chester Rogers finished with 18.5. Zach Pascal finished with 17.6.
Sure.
I mean, they're on the waiver wires. Do you pick them up? I mean, they have to throw. I would assume they're going to throw the ball, the Colts, at some point.
I mean, if you don't have a lot of choice, let's say you own Allen Robinson, or let's say you own Mike Evans, or let's say
and the Patriots are right in the middle. They're basically in the middle of the pack against the wide receiver.
I would say you can go for and play Zach Pascal. I mean,
I'll
Sure.
just see which one you're playing.
If T.Y. is not playing, I will play Naheem Hines.
Okay. If T.Y. is not playing, do you play either one of them, and which one do you play?
Zach Pascal. He just showed he got the most targets last week when T.Y. Hilton went out. So
Okay.
He actually did not get the most targets.
who did?
Rogers did. 11. Pascal
Okay.
got 10.
Okay, who had the most yards?
So Chester Rogers, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 85 yards, no touchdowns, 0 touchdowns. Zach Pascal, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 60 yards, so less targets, less receptions, less yards,
I'm going
but 1
Rodgers.
touchdown.
To be honest with you, I'll flip a quarter.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think it's 6 one way, half a dozen other, but I'm definitely not playing Naheem Hines. They're playing down. I mean, the
Okay.
Patriots.
Is that a water bet?
The Patriots
beer
are
bet?
opening. Let me give you this stat before you make your
It's
bet.
not. It's not that he's going to run. It's he's going to catch the ball.
Yeah, the fact that they're down benefits.
That's why I said if
what
T.Y.
Nick's
Hilton
saying.
doesn't play, he's going to be catching the ball out of the backfield.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Okay, so hold on. Nick, do you
Water
or Jonathan,
bet. I will water bet you he'll
beer
be targeted
bet,
10.
Beer bet.
I'll beer bet you he'll be targeted 10 or more times. If T.Y. Hilton does not play, it's fine.
Okay, so how about this? T.Y. Hilton won't play. 10 points.
Wait, Mike.
10 points. Do you think Naheem Hines gets 10 points, Jonathan?
10 points.
Okay, you don't have to think about
Yeah,
it
I was
that
like,
long.
we just had some people unsubscribe in that time that you paused.
I'll say no.
Okay.
So are
You
you
think he gets 10?
are you giving me 10 targets or are you giving me 10 points?
Fantasy points, 10
Well, he said
PPR
10
fantasy
targets.
points. No, I said points.
He said points. I said targets.
Okay,
Yeah.
points. Do you think that Naheem Hines gets 10 fantasy football points in
No.
full PPR? Nick, do
Yeah,
you
I'll
think
take
he...
that.
Okay, there we go. It's a beer bet. Man, we had to work for that one.
Okay, Broncos, Jets. Philip Lindsay's, I think, my only question here. Philip Lindsay, Royce Freeman.
Ugh.
What do you want? I know Jonathan wants Royce Freeman.
Do you play Quincy in this matchup
Yeah.
against the Broncos?
I mean, if you have Quincy, you more than likely have to play him at this point.
But they're so good.
But they're so good.
They are, though.
I mean, he'd be a flex option, but I'm not saying like, oh, I can't wait to start Quincy.
They're also
and
middle of
Numa.
the road, honestly. Like, they're not as good against the wide receiver as I think we give them credit for. So Quincy, you start Quincy, Royce Freeman, Lindsay.
You gotta.
You'll know more after tonight.
You just have to start them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess after
Would you
tonight.
like Hines over those guys?
Okay, well, hang on. Let me preface this because this episode's going to be released on Thursday. It will not
Yeah.
be tonight.
I can't really tell you that.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Packers Lions. Now I want to point this out before we get into this. Lions have the second best passing defense as far as yards allowed, and Geronimo Allison is out. So we has Devontae Adams. Is Cobb coming back?
We're not sure. He was questionable during the week last week, and then he got rolled out. I would say they would try to push him back this week because it's again facing the Lions. It's another
I'll tell you who
divisional
I want to
matchup.
play. I'll tell you who I want to play. Go out right now before this drops on Thursday, so it's before the matchups. Jonathan's going to just cry when I say this. Go buy Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones looked really good last week.
Yeah, I mean,
But you say that, but he really didn't have a whole lot. And this week they play against the Detroit Lions, which are number 3, the third worst team against a running back, allowing on average 28.2 fantasy points. You know that's a lot of fantasy points.
It's a lot of fantasy.
Now,
points,
it could
guys.
not be Aaron Jones. It could be Jamal Williams and Ty Montgomery and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that eventually Aaron Jones wins this. He looks great, or at least did last week. There is some risk involved, but I think that you can get him for minimal payment. I don't think a lot of people are going to want a lot for him. And he has a great matchup. What I worry about is if he blows up against the Detroit Lions, you won't be able to buy him.
Yeah. So, who else would you play on the Packers wide receiver core? You're going to play Devontae Adams more than likely.
if Randall Cobb is out, Geronimo Allison is out, I'll play Marcus Valdez-Scantling. I'll even play Ty Montgomery.
Okay.
I mean, he had what, close to 50 yards last week.
I really
I don't know if I play
wanna-
Ty Montgomery. Not in this game. If it was if it was the Buccaneers, yeah, but it's the Lions. It's different. Do you want to fight me on it, or are we gonna?
No, I mean, sure, it's different in a way. I mean, they've still gotten roasted in the past by wide receivers. They had a good game against wide receivers against Dallas, but everyone has a good game against the wide receivers against Dallas.
Yeah, because Dallas sucks.
That's false, but but you know, I just don't think their defense is as good as we give them credit for. Also, remember, Darius Slade went out against Dallas, so keep that in mind. Look at that. If Darius Slade is still out against Green Bay, I'm firing up for sure Devontae Adams, which I would anyways, but I'm definitely going to fire up Marcus Valdez-Scantling, and I'll even play Ty Montgomery because everyone's going to be shifting over to cover Darius Slay.
All right.
Okay.
I don't agree with it, but that's fine. We don't have to agree.
I think those are better DFS plays than I feel like
True.
people that I'm wanting to, if I had on my bench, replace someone else.
Giants Panthers. You have the obvious, but here's my question: Do you play Funchess and?
Nope.
Okay.
DJ
Moore.
Nope. This
okay.
This is who I play for the Panthers: Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
I mean, that's where we're at.
No,
I mean,
that's fine.
I can't rely on Funches. I can't rely on DJ Moore. There's just better options than both. I can't. I mean, the Panthers every week. That's about to be a rule for me. Like the Panthers are playing Cam Newton and
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers have the
Christian
13th best passing defense. They only have allowed 4 touchdowns through the air.
which they also had to buy. That's a factor.
So OBJ, I think he's going to have another mediocre game in the sense of PPR, full PPR, max 20 points.
Yeah,
But that's a mediocre game.
But
for
I mean,
him, so
I think you're playing Saquon. You're playing OBJ. I'm not playing Eli in this matchup. I don't want to play Shepard, and Evan Ingram's probably still hurt.
yeah,
I haven't heard any news.
He is.
So
he is sprained MCL. He's going to be out for a little while.
Those 4 players are the players you play: Saquon, OBJ, Cam Newton, and Christian McCaffrey. Move on.
Okay.
I mean, if there's something else I missed,
Titans Bills. Corey Davis.
I think you have to play him.
You
against
have to
the
play
Bills.
Corey Davis. I mean, he's coming out lit on fire. Is Marcus Mariota someone to start now? He scored 30-something points.
Sure. I mean, why not? I mean,
Well, he's been very mediocre up until this week. Very.
my only problem with starting him against the Bills is the Bills held Aaron Rodgers to, 18 points last week?
Mm-hmm. He also isn't a mobile quarterback.
Sure.
Would you rather have Deshaun Watson or Marcus Mariota? So Dallas versus Bills.
I think I would
defenses.
rather have Deshaun Watson just because I think there's higher upside
Mm-hmm.
because we've seen that he can do it.
Yeah, we've seen his ceiling, and he hits it quite often.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is, I mean, I don't know.
Do you play?
Do you LaShawn Coy?
That's exactly.
I don't. I'm not playing
No.
any. I'm not playing a single Bills. I'm not doing it. I can't.
No.
I'm not going to risk my team on the Bills offense.
And me and Jonathan were talking about it. You know, the Titans have to be one of the teams that I honestly like. I may have been just too low on. Like I kept on saying they're a bad team, they're a bad team, they're a bad team.
Oh,
But
you
you know, they keep winning. And I mean, they lost
they do
one
is
game
win,
against the
win no
Miami
matter
Dolphins
what.
in the longest NFL game known to man. I mean, how do you get a rhythm like that? How do you establish something like that? And it's just tough to do. And I think that they're going to get another win here at Buffalo, or
Yeah.
or
They're-
maybe it's at Buffalo. I don't know. But with the Bills,
Yeah, at Buffalo. I mean, you're really thinking that the Titans are probably going to be 5-1. They beat the Jaguars, arguably best team in the AFC. People say, and they beat the Eagles.
people say.
whom
people talk about it.
some say are the best team since 1901. I mean, they've proven themselves. I'm not playing anyone on the Bills. The Titans' defense is a great defense.
I'm playing Deion Lewis.
I'm playing Deion Lewis. I'll play Marcus Mariota depending on options. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
setting my main quarterbacks for Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
This isn't a must-play
Corey Davis.
matchup. Yeah, and I'll play Corey Davis.
Move on.
All right.
What else is talking about?
Falcons Steelers. I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory. You're going to play Juju. You're going to play Antonio Brown because the Falcons secondary has been destroyed by injury. Do you, Connor, obviously,
Yep.
Ben? I'd play
Yep.
Ben Roethlisberger. Matt Ryan, he's on fire. Julio Jones, yes.
You gotta
Calvin Ridley.
You got to stay in the
I
fire.
guess so.
Yeah,
You got to.
Devontae Freeman is hopeful to be back.
he is going to be back.
Running back 2.
Yeah.
Running back 2 to flex.
Maybe. Just come and see us on Sunday mornings. We
here's-
do a Periscope.
Here's the only thing. When I watched, I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I watched part of the Steelers-Bucks game. The Steelers' defense is physical. They get so many penalties because of their just ruthless tackling.
So you have
Ruthless tackling.
It's head-to-head helmet. Like they had
I like
so
it.
many head-to-head helmet hits. And you could see they were just diving head into head.
There you
You can't cross streams.
so.
go.
The
Across
Atlanta
streams
Pittsburgh
pretty
game
big.
is actually the highest over under opening up the week at 56.5. Pittsburgh's favored by 4. So
I'd start them all.
yeah, in this game I'm firing up everybody
Yeah.
because it's literally going to be a sling
14 team.
Next game.
Okay, fine.
14 team what?
Sorry.
Are you playing all 14 teams, Nick?
Yes.
Yep.
Before we get to the next one, just want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Hull of Breaks. You can go here, Facebook group, check out the description, Hull of Breaks. It's a place to get the newest memorabilia available, from recent signings and hot rookies to new products with classic players. First-round picks to Hall of Fame standouts, the best products around are in the Hall. Daily chances to win prizes with a new series every week. Products from full-size replica and authentic helmets to minis and Blaze Ice Speed and other popular styles. There is some risk involved in this game of chance, so be sure to read all the rules of the page or contact the page admin with any questions. Hall of Breaks is more than just a prize page. It's a community of dedicated collectors and lovers of the game. Prizes may not be guaranteed, but boy, are you going to have fun. I love adrenaline. And I get it. I get it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and these helmets are just so beautiful. Like, I saw a old school vintage Browns helmet signed by Baker Mayfield, and I don't care if you're a Browns fan or not. That's just a sexy looking helmet. Nick has, of course, his Warren Sapp. So they've got modern players. They've got players that, maybe newer. I mean, rookies, all of it. Just go ahead and check that out for sure. All right, so let's go on to the next matchup. We are going to also announce we had a little giveaway for an Antonio Brown Funko Pop. So we're going to announce that giveaway here in a second.
So, Browns-Ravens. Joe Flacco, start him. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Really? You really like him this week?
Yeah, I think the Browns have actually, I'll pull it up in a second. I've put this helmet down. But the Browns have, I think, allowed a lot of yards to the passing game.
Let me see.
Well, they're bottom 12 against the wide receiver. They are actually in the top
Against
11
quarterback.
against quarterback. But after
They've
the
allowed
game against
278 yards per game, and they've allowed a total of 7 touchdowns this year. The thing is, they've intercepted the ball 7 times.
Derek Carr yesterday. It was a sling fest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco and John Brown are hot right now.
Get the yardage.
Yeah, I like Joe Flacco. I watched him play last night. He was good.
Baker Mayfield.
I don't know.
I think you said it yourself. It was I think it was Nick Chubb fest.
It was a sling fest between the two teams yesterday. Here's the thing.
I'm not playing.
The Ravens' defense is a top 3 defense against the quarterback.
Well, and let's also talk about, too, that Baker, although he has been great for actually the team, for fantasy, he hasn't been fantastic. Just to be honest, everybody was kind of losing their mind. I know the first week that they got that win, I had a lot of people come through and say, hey, I lost Jimmy Garoppolo. This guy's wanting this running back or this wide receiver for Baker Mayfield. What should I do? And I just said, listen, I get it. I understand that, Baker Mayfield's the new hotness. I get it. But last week, although he is helping Cleveland, he is not really doing much for us in fantasy. The week that he played for Cleveland, now granted that was just a half, he had 9.84 points. Last week against Oakland, which Oakland doesn't exactly have the best secondary in the world, 12.8. These are nothing that I'm when that's standard, but still, these are still nothing that I'm literally losing my mind over.
Yeah, you look at him, you're like, oh, he's doing awesome. No, it's just the Browns are not sucking for once.
The implied total for this game is 24-23, with the Ravens apparently only winning by 1. That's the opening
I think
line.
A little better.
So
here's a question from last week, week 4. Nick Chubb had 3 carries for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Is anything going to come of this, or is it just going to be still Carlos Hyde show?
It's Carlos Hyde show.
Yeah.
I think this just shows us that if you're a dynasty player and you have Nick Chubb, the potential is there. Mm-hmm. And if Chubb does ship out next year, you have yourself a really good running back, and there's potential there.
Yeah,
I think that's what it
this
tells
almost
us.
makes me want to buy
Chubb
a couple weeks from now when he doesn't do this, because Carlos Hyde will inevitably be injured. And if Nick Chubb can do this on 3 carries, it's an anomaly. Yes, I know he's not.
I think yesterday was a key in the door. We can't
a little insight.
We can't look at yesterday and say that Nick Chubb doesn't take any carries away from Carlos Hyde after yesterday. I think he takes a few. He showed that he has huge big play potential, and he's an effective running back. So I think that Hugh Jackson works him in, gives him a couple more carries, and yeah,
okay.
I like him.
All right, Dolphins, Bengals. Play Tyler and Tyler.
Yes. All the Tylers.
All the Tylers. Tyler Kraft.
You got to
Tyler Kraft, Tyler Boyd.
Croft.
I want to say Croft. I wanted to
It's
say
Croft now.
What about Robert Kraft?
Laura Croft, the Tomb Raider player.
Is Andy Dalton someone you want to play?
Yeah. I'm fine. I mean, the guy is on fire. I mean, I know that we don't want to talk about it because he's a waiver wire pickup, and but I feel like every week we're doing this. Good stream this week. Andy Dalton. I mean, I don't think
If Rashad Jones is back, I'm not, because over the whole season, the Dolphins are actually the top 4 against a quarterback. If Rashad Jones is back, they've played the last 2 weeks without Rashad Jones. If he is back,
I'm not in love with it. I'm not saying like for sure, but I'm saying I would be willing to. Does that make sense? And I think that's a good point. I mean, 24 points last week, 14 the week before against Carolina, 26 points, and then Indy had 6 points, and this is for Andy Dalton, of course. So, I mean, I'm just saying he is a playable option. Now, does that mean I'm benching other people that are really good? No.
Yeah. Dolphins.
You play Kenny Stills?
I don't know if.
yes.
Yes.
Is he?
He's still the most targeted receiver.
Do you play anyone else from the Dolphins?
You think about Albert Wilson.
You don't play him. You just give him a stern look.
You think real hard about it.
No, I'm not. I don't.
Yeah.
This whole thing. I mean, could Albert Wilson blow up? Sure. Is he a sneaky DFS play? Sure.
Kenyon Drake is at a point to where it's
Dude,
prove it
Frank
before
Gore,
I play.
Frank Gore's doing way better than Kenny Drake. He's having more carries.
I would say Kenyon Drake's a bust. I mean, if they keep using him the way that he's using, Kenyon Drake is right next to Derrick Henry. I mean, he's right next to Derrick Henry for me.
Yardage-wise, Frank
To
Gore,
where I don't want to drop him, but I don't want to play him.
Frank Gore has carried the ball this year 35 times. Kenny Drake 33, and Frank Gore has a yards per attempt of 4, and Kenny Drake's is 3.2. Someone's been a little more effective, and they noticed.
Yeah, he's been.
But you're still not starting Frank Gore.
No. Kenny Stills is probably the only person I want to start
Yeah,
from
I
there.
mean, 35 carries over
So
4
AJ
games.
Green,
No.
Tyler Boyd, Tyler Croft, maybe Andy Dalton. You have no options, and Kenny Stills. Let's move on. That's who I'm starting.
Yeah. Jaguars, Chiefs. You start Keelan Cole this week because the Chiefs' secondary sucks.
You play any other wide
TJ
receivers?
Yeldon, yes. I would think about not Lee. Oh my gosh.
D.D. Westbrook.
Yes, I'd think about D.D. Westbrook this week.
All right, and then on the other side of the
Chiefs,
ball,
you start
Patrick Mahomes. You play all.
You
Play
have to
Patrick.
start him.
He's
I
a
would
every
be
week
very
start.
hesitant. Not because
Tamper your expectations.
yeah,
'Cause
I'm thinking like maximum 20 points.
we'll see. I don't know. You start Tyreek Hill. I feel like
You
you have
start
to.
no other wide receiver. You have to start Kelsey,
yeah.
but I don't think he's going to get more than 7 points.
And then you start Hunt.
Did
Move on.
you see what they did to Gronk? They kept him to like 3 carries.
Well,
or
but
3 catches.
Gronk too was a special case that they were just double teaming. I mean, literally, you
Is
watch.
Kelsey not comparable to Gronk?
He
You
is, but
can't
what I'm
double
saying
team.
is that you can't double
You
team.
got
They
Sammy
double team Gronk
Watkins,
because what other weapons did Tom Brady have?
Which-
they didn't have Josh Gordon then.
which
They,
brings
they
me to
didn't
the
have
point.
Julian Edelman.
I almost would feel more comfortable starting a Sammy Watkins or Kelsey because they don't have to go against Jalen Ramsey. I mean,
Yeah. No, I mean I like it. I like it.
All right, Raiders, Chargers.
You start Jared Cook because that's the thing to do.
That's apparently the thing to do.
Do you start Amari Cooper?
Nope.
nope. It's Jordy Nelson's turn this time.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, you have to.
You have to stay the Flames.
You have to. Don't
These-
ask a stupid question, Nick.
I'm trying to make sure the listeners get the whole.
They know.
I mean, do you start Derek Carr?
No, it's
No.
not his week.
Derek Carr
it's
or
3
Andy
off.
Dalton?
It's 3 off.
Derek Carr, Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Why
Uh,
not?
I want to apologize real quick. Last week I said Jared Goff was a no way in hell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did you say that?
I didn't say in hell, but I said I wouldn't start Jared Goff this week. But he just tore that secondary.
But did
to
you
pieces.
say hell?
No.
Oh my gosh, why are we like this?
Chargers. Keenan Allen, he's not really doing great, but this is the Raiders.
You gotta play him.
This is the Raiders.
Melvin Gordon, watch his injury. He did go to the injury tent on Sunday mornings. We did that Periscope. I know I keep referring to it, but it's like, listen, I can't. We record this when we have time, and et cetera, et cetera. We just don't have a lot of information. But you're playing Melvin Gordon.
Do you play Austin Eckler?
I don't know. I feel like you have to anymore.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, and let's be honest. Against the Raiders, are they probably going to be up? Probably.
Well, and it's just like, hey, Eckler, just do your thing, brah.
Hey there, do your thing.
I think that's everything for that game. Vikings, Eagles.
Or
Play 'em.
some like to say Vikings versus the best team ever.
Coming from a Cowboys fan, I never thought I'd hear that.
I also understand what sarcasm is.
I know. Jared, do you play Cook? I mean, you have to, I guess.
Well,
Yeah. No.
Do you want to?
No.
You don't. Play
I don't
Cook?
play Dalvin Cook.
I played Dalvin Cook.
I don't. I'm done with him. Until he's just like Kenyon Drake.
Latavius Murray or
Prove it.
Dalvin Cook.
Prove that you can run the ball more than a
Latavius
yard.
Murray or Dalvin Cook.
Neither.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. No, I was hoping to maybe get one over the other, but all right.
You play both quarterbacks.
Eagles. Do
you play
Smallwood? Clement? Is Jay Ajayi back?
J.J.'s back.
Okay.
Play J.J.
So you're playing Jay Ajayi.
You
I
play
guess you're playing
Alshon?
Jeffrey.
I mean, he blew it up.
He blew it up. Against this secondary, I didn't think the Vikings secondary was this bad, but I guess I'm going to play Nelson Aguilar.
The only one that I debate in this entire game
Is Dalvin Cook.
is Dalvin Cook versus Latavius Murray. And do you play? I mean, because all the rest you start. I mean, let's just not talk about it. The quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the tight ends. You play them. You have them. You play them.
Okay,
This season,
Jonathan, would you play Dalvin Cook or Frank Gore?
Oh, I played Dalvin Cook.
Frank Gore.
Oh my gosh, that is so freaking hot. Grab your mittens, man. I will take a beer bet with you. That'll be this beer bet this week. Dalvin Cook versus Frank Gore. Will you do that beer bet?
Sure.
All right.
I got to write these down.
Yeah, write 'em
Because
down, Nick.
here's the thing.
That's
you
so
said
hot.
it. You said it last episode. There comes a time when we have to do away with names and just look at stats. Over the season, 36 carries, 98 yards, 2.7 average carry, and not a singlet touchdown. Frank Gore, 35 carries, 139 yards, and he's had touchdown. I mean, do you want to talk to Latavius Murray? We'll go talk to him. 19 attempts, 64 yards. I mean, he had a game where he literally had 2 attempts and 1 yard. Now, granted, it was against the Bills. Against the Rams, 2 attempts, 2 yards. He's working his way up to 5 yards.
Okay.
He's trying.
But Dalvin Cook has yet to prove himself, and
All right.
the Eagles still have a decent.
We gotta
defense.
finish it. We took the beer bet. It's on the table.
Yeah, it's there.
I mean,
I got
I
it.
wanted
Move
to.
on.
I hope I'm wrong, because I feel sorry for a lot of people who have invested in Dalvin Cook. But
Okay.
Jonathan
So-
has your condolences.
So moving on, we got Rams Seahawks.
start every Ram
Play every. Yeah.
down
start
to
every
the
Ram.
coach.
Okay.
I would start him if I could.
So,
I love Sean McVay.
Chris Carson.
Well, is he going to be back?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
No, I'll start Mike Davis though.
Yeah, I mean, if
Brandon Marshall.
okay, but here's a question. Let's not move on
Nope.
just yet. If Chris Carson is back, now we have 2 running backs who have showed that they can rush over 100 yards. Which one do you start? Because Pete Carroll said that Mike Davis has earned his spot into the wheel of running backs.
I will. Oh,
I mean, do you start either of them? It's
against this Rams.
okay. I just showed you. You can just remove yourself from the situation.
I hate it. This is.
I know.
I mean, it's such.
I
It's
know.
not. It's not only
Let
that,
him
but it's
shot
just the
Penny.
matchup. The matchup sucks.
Let him go. Let him go.
What am I? What am I? Frozen?
I don't play him.
Let it go.
I don't play. I mean,
No, I'm not playing them.
I'm
I
not.
just.
They're
going to
play from down. I'm sorry, but Russell
There's
Wilson
better
is
options.
good. But
this is going
You
to be.
play. I mean,
This is going to be a trash
Do you
heap
play
against
Russell?
Awesome.
I mean, let's be honest. Do you play Russell Wilson?
I think you have to. I mean, look what Kirk Cousins
oh my
did.
Gosh.
But
yeah.
You're not excited about it, but you're going to.
and the Rams still have their cornerbacks out, but him and Doug Baldwin are the only guys that play.
I think Aqib Talib's on IR.
Yeah. Do you
They threw him on
do
IR.
you play Tyler Lockett
No.
with Will Dissly out and the
Nope.
fact that they're going to have to throw?
No, I'm not.
Nope. I mean, do
I've got better options.
Do I see a world
thinking
where
you like the
Tyler
idea, huh?
Lockett gets 20 points because of a 60-yard touchdown catch? Sure.
Oh yeah.
I do. But, I mean, that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm not starting. It's cool.
All right, moving on. Cardinals, 49ers. And
Yeah.
moving on again,
I heard that
David
game.
Johnson? Fitzgerald.
You play Kittle. You play Matt Breida. You play Larry Fitz. I mean, he's not looking great, but he's. I think you can.
Flex, at least.
David Johnson.
I heard the Cardinals and
Next
49ers game is going to be blacked out in 51 states.
Wait, we added a state?
Puerto Rico just became
Yeah.
a state for this.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
I'm
not a whole lot.
I mean, you're
Move
playing.
on.
You're playing. Yeah, you're playing them because you have
Yeah,
to.
you do have to play George
I
Kittle.
love
though.
Kittle.
Yeah.
I love Breida. I mean, Breida's look good too. I mean, his snap cap went up whatever CJ Beathard was in because what else are they going to do?
Yeah. Cowboys Texans. I'm
Zeke.
playing Dak. I'm playing Zeke.
DeAndre Hopkins. Do you play? You're playing Hopkins or
If-
Hopkins?
if
you're playing
Ford- you're
Deshaun
playing
Watson.
Lamar Miller because you kind of have to.
Ugh, I don't
You
know.
don't
if
want to. I'm definitely playing Deshaun Jackson.
Do you? So
You're playing Deshaun Jackson in this game? That's amazing.
Yeah.
wow.
He actually is transferring teams for this
Wow.
game.
Breaking news.
Deshaun Watson, you son of a bee.
Do you play Lamar Miller?
Because I have to, man. I have to.
I would look for other options. If
I
you had
wish I
somebody
could.
emerge, yes, if you have to, then I understand. I get it. But if you've got other options, I
Take
would be
'em.
looking
Take
for
'em.
other options.
I mean, I know you had to play DeAndre Hopkins. What do you expect from him?
A good game, just because of volume. I mean, when Will Fuller went out, yeah, I mean your little cootie guy is nice and all.
PPR, 18
But I mean,
points minimum.
I think you saw something like 15 targets last week, and that was with Will Fuller being out
Yeah,
half the game.
I just wonder because like I look back to the OBJ game. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's a good possibility, but
Well,
it just
let's say he gets eight catches. I mean, on average, they'll be close to
PPR
10
that's
yards
8
per game.
points. Then yeah, I
Or
mean
10 yards
exactly.
per attempt, and maybe a touchdown. So we're looking at close to 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, with even out, let's say he doesn't get a touchdown.
We're still
15 targets,
18.
8 receptions, not great receptions. Then plus the yardage, you're looking
15
at
to
what?
18,
Yeah,
20.
12 to 15 points
Yeah.
without a touchdown. So I mean, and I get it. I mean, the Cowboys do have a good defense, but it's just the sheer volume. I mean, that's what's going to win me over. And so yeah,
Last game, Redskins Saints. Alex Smith, Chris Thompson, Jordan Reed,
if he's playing, play him.
if he plays.
I mean, in this Barfy tight end situation, if Jordan Reed is on your roster and he is healthy, you must play him.
Alvin Kamara.
I'm sitting him.
Okay. So, I mean, they have...
Michael Thomas. I mean, you're starting the whole slew.
oh, my gosh. What's their cornerback? He has a huge... Norman?
Josh Norris.
Josh Norris.
No, Chuck
Did
Norris.
you just make Chuck Norris and Josh
It's
Norman
Josh
come
Nor-
together?
I said
Josh
Norman. I
Norman.
thought you said Norris, but it's it's Norman. Josh Norman, but he doesn't play a singlet wide receiver generally, at least from what I remember.
No, he does not
He
go
plays
across
one
the
side
field.
of the field.
Yeah. But the Redskins have showed that they are top 4 in passing defense. I mean,
I don't think that this is going to be like super yay with
Yeah.
Michael Thomas.
This might actually bring Michael Thomas down a little bit. The only problem I see is that
but you got to play him. I
you
mean,
have to play him. I'm not saying
But
he's going to be a
I'm not playing Ted Ginn. I'm not playing any of the other. The only Saints wide receiver I'm playing is Michael Thomas.
and here's the thing is I think game script comes into this game. Saints have a top 6 rushing defense.
You ever heard of Mark Ingram?
And
Ooh.
the Saints end up blocking, I think, the whole Adrian Peterson, Chris Thompson game that we have going on all other weeks. So I think the Saints can just kind of digress
Do you
from the
play
pass game.
Mark Ingram in this game? Coming back off a suspension.
I think this is the best game for him. If you're talking about a good secondary for pass defense, why not just
let me
run Mark
see.
Ingram through the ground?
Washington Redskins are about middle of the road against the run.
Choo-choo.
Let me see what Vegas has this game as. They have it a
I
51-point over-under, so a high-scoring game. New Orleans favored by 7. I think New Orleans does get to a lead. And I think they run
Mark
it.
Ingram comes
Yeah.
in.
I think if you're
Why
hurting
should they
for
play
options
Alvin
and you've been
Kamara?
waiting for Mark Ingram coming in,
Mark Ingram or Lamar Miller?
Mark Ingram.
I'll play Mark Ingram.
I will too. All right. I mean, I like it, but I'm with you. I would almost want to wait and see. But if my options, I mean, there's plenty of times where I've got Lamar Miller and I've got, Leonard Fournette. Well, Mark Ingram's getting a start. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, so I mean, but I agree. I think there's other people. What about like Sony Michel? Would you probably play Sony Michel or Mark Ingram?
I'd probably have to go Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
I may go Sony. Kerryon Johnson.
Or
Mark Ingram.
I'd go Kerryon Johnson.
I mean, he has a rough matchup, but okay. All right. Well, that just kind of gives it a gauge. I think that's it.
Yep.
Oh, we have the giveaway, the Antonio Brown giveaway. I forgot.
We're giving Antonio away. Multi-million-dollar
whole-
contract,
a whole
all of yours to
man.
pay.
While you're looking that up, I do want to say one thing.
Nope.
Just a guy that I want to call it a guy that if you're hurting for tight end, because we say there's not a lot of tight ends out there, pick up Josh Hill from the Giants and play him. They're going against the Panthers this week. The Panthers against tight ends. The Panthers are the fifth worst team against the tight end, giving up 10.53 points a game. I think Josh Hill, he had a decent stat line last week. I say pick him up.
Okay.
Play him.
All right, so doing a random number generator and then, like, counting. 'Cause that's how we do it. Tyler Bawowski, longtime listener of the show. I know he's a great guy. Congratulations, you just won yourself an Antonio Brown Funko Pop. Please let us know. We will give that to you. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Also, hey, be sure to go to the website, thefffranchise.com. We keep all of our articles, rankings, the whole nine there. The podcast, of course. Go on YouTube, subscribe there. And, hey, we're giving away that Deshaun Watson mini helmet.
That he actually wore.
That he actually wore.
He
He's
put
a tiny,
it on his
tiny
fist
head.
and threw a ball with
And
it while he was
thank
wearing
you
it.
all so much for tuning in. We appreciate this. Is our second episode of the week. You are the best. We're the best. We're just having the best here at the
You
franchise.
guys look really good today.
Thanks for
Have you been
listening
working
to the
out?
Fantasy Football
Yes.
Franchise Podcast.
I'm not talking
And
to you.
follow us
Wow.
at F3 Pod.
My wife says the same thing.